Thanks so much for joining us here on this Tuesday. I'm Brooke Hash. It is our top story here at noon. A ceasefire between Iran and Israel after the U.S. targeted Iran's nuclear facilities this week. But early this morning, President Donald Trump slammed both countries after they appeared to have violated that agreement, killing several people in overnight missile attacks.
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I've never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what they're doing.
On Monday, Iran launched a missile attack on an American air base in Qatar, targeting the largest U.S. military base in the Middle East and home to nearly 10,000 U.S. troops. The Pentagon said 13 of the 14 missiles were intercepted. The 14th didn't make it to the air base. President Trump called the attack a very weak response and even thanked Iran in a post online for giving the United States an early notice, which made it possible to save lives and avoid injuries. Back here at home, we spoke to retired Brigadier General Rob Givens, who nearly predicted the ceasefire, which was announced just about an hour later.
We saw this in 21 when we engaged and took out the head of the Quds Force in Iraq, and then Iran responded with an attack on Al Asad Air Base, and then the status quo returned. I think we're at a point where the status quo is not helpful. So hopefully Iran will see the light and will come to the negotiating table.
Now, Givens told us he believes the messaging from Iran could have just been a warning to the U.S., saying it may retaliate if the U.S. continues to take further action. Meanwhile, Louisville Rabbi Ben Fried, who has loved ones in Israel, told us no one is a winner if a larger conflict breaks out.
I think really it's a combination of the potential for prolonged conflict and the potential for many, many more lives lost. The fear of retaliation is not just about me personally, it's about my my friends, my family, and just my co-religionists, my other Jews that I care for deeply.
President Trump is headed for the NATO summit in the Netherlands today. He'll be the first time that he will face his European allies since returning to the White House in January. Now to one of the biggest trials of the decade here across Kentucky, and a jury selection for the second trial of the Crystal Rogers case is underway. This time around, Brooks Houck and Joseph Lawson are being tried together after Joseph's father, Steve, was found guilty in a separate trial. The Bardstown mother of 5 went missing almost 10 years ago during the 4th of July weekend. Her car found abandoned on the Bluegrass Parkway. Her body has never been found. Crystal's former boyfriend, Brooks Houck, there on the right, the main suspect in this case, charged with murder and tampering with evidence, while Joseph Lawson on the left is one of his former employees who's charged with conspiracy to commit murder. In all, 85 potential jurors reported to the courthouse in Bowling Green this morning. It took a matter of hours to seat the last jury for Steve Lawson's trial. This time around, it could take longer. Our legal analyst, Nick Mudd, gave us a breakdown of what it can look like inside the courtroom once it gets started.
So with 2 defense lawyers, 2 defendants, you will have prosecution do their jury selection, defense lawyer 1, defense lawyer 2. Then you'll give an opening with the prosecution, then defense lawyer, whoever chooses to go first, and defense lawyer 2. That same flow will go through all the witnesses. Prosecution asks questions, then one of the attorneys will go, then the other attorney will go.
This trial is expected to take much longer than Steve Lawson's trial, which only lasted 4 days. The jury there returned his guilty verdict in just less than 3 hours. He's already asked for a new trial. Rescue crews continue searching for a teenager who went missing in the Ohio River last night. Metro Police were called to the Greenwood boat ramp around 8:30, where witnesses told them a teenage boy swimming with friends went under the water and never came back up. PRP and Louisville Fire sent divers into the water attempting to find him and suspended that search overnight temporarily. They were back by daybreak this morning. LMPD's air and river units are handling following that search. Metro Police said a teenager died in a shooting in the Newburgh neighborhood around 7:30 last night. That's where they responded to Ridgecrest Road, not far from GE Appliance Park. Officers found a teenage boy with a gunshot wound outside of a home. He later died, and police are asking neighbors now for any video in that area that could help track down a suspect. If you have information, please contact that anonymous tip line at 574 LMPD. Beautiful blue skies out there today, but everybody knows if you step outside, that heat hits you like a brick. It's dangerous, Matt.
It is dangerous, Brooke. Yeah, we are continuing to stay in this hot weather pattern.
You gotta get that mic on.
All right, are we good now? I think we're good. We are continuing to stay in this hot weather pattern. Heat advisory in place until 8 p.m. tomorrow, and we're going to stay in this warm pattern as we continue to go throughout the next upcoming days. Right now, lots of sunshine across downtown Louisville. Temperatures already at a toasty 93 degrees, feeling like 101. Those winds out of the south continue to drive in a lot of that humid air. You'll notice the sunshine still continuing for us, and a few of those clouds popping up in the distance. Now, some of those clouds could give way to some brief downpours that could provide us with a little bit of some localized relief. But as of now, we've got 93 in Louisville, 93 in Shepherdsville, 92 Seymour, 91 in Litchfield. So we're going to continue to stay under these warm conditions as we head throughout the next upcoming days. We've got clear skies still lasting across the Ohio Valley. That's really going to bring us into this hot weather pattern as we head later on into the afternoon time. Well, that's whenever we'll see the possibility for a few of those isolated showers, likely between 3 and 5 p.m. Just a very few amount of them could bring in a few small downpours here and there. And then as we head into the later parts of the night, that's whenever we'll start seeing just a few passing clouds, and that'll carry over into Wednesday morning with temperatures ranging into those upper 70s. But weather impact alert day still lasting through Thursday because we have this high heat sticking around with this high humidity as well. So it is going to continue to last as we head throughout the next upcoming days. We will continue to keep you updated with when this heat is supposed to make its way a bit further out of our direction. Those details coming up in just a few short minutes. Brooke?
All right, Matt. Mayor Craig Greenberg just announced the Louisville Metro government's budget priorities for the upcoming fiscal year. The proposed budget would allow for staff increases within LMPD, Louisville Fire, and Louisville EMS, while at the same time investing in new technology and equipment for police, such as the license plate readers and cameras. A portion of the new budget would also go toward the first new Louisville fire station in 15 years, along with more investment into the Summit Wellness Center and LMPD's headquarters. Mayor Greenberg said the goal of these investments is to increase overall safety here in the metro.
We are already seeing so much positive momentum all across our city right now that you can truly see and feel in every neighborhood of our city. And so I believe that it's time to push even harder. And the budget that I proposed to Metro Council and that as they amended yesterday in committee does just that. It's going to make Louisville safer.
A Metro Council is expected to meet this Thursday. That's the 26th to further discuss that. Well, Jefferson County Public Schools may have found its new headquarters thanks to a major donation. Yum Brands offering its Louisville headquarters to JCPS, a move that would consolidate 3 district buildings into one. The nearly 12-acre campus sits on Colonel Sanders Lane and includes 2 connected office buildings, one known locally as the White House. Yum Brands wants to donate the entire property to JCPS for its new central office location. Superintendent Dr. Marty Polio said the current buildings, Van Hoos, the C.B. Young Center, and the Lamb Building, all need major renovations, and estimate the donation would save the district $40 million, the equivalent of a new elementary school.
When I got that, I was blown away and said, how quickly can we lock this up so they don't change their minds on us?
The board is expected to vote on that donation tonight, and support, as you can imagine, is strong. Some city stakeholders had hoped that the savings would allow the district to reinvest in schools across Louisville.
Well, hopefully it funds a new school because JCPS still needs more buildings. We need more here in the West End, but really all over the city.
Some city leaders had also hoped JCPS's central office staff would relocate to West Louisville or downtown, but told us they understand the offer from Yum is really just too good to pass up. If approved, the move would happen within the next year.